Hey everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Slay the Spire. I'm Nye.
And I'm Medif.
Medif's going to be joining me on a game he has never played but has watched and has heard me talk at length about tonight.
It's true.
Okay, so here's the question. I have the 4 characters I told you about. Who am I actually playing at?
Let's see here. Here's my D4. Character 3.
Wouldn't you know it, that happens to be the defect. I actually have shit to unlock my defect, too. Okay.
The D4 never steers us wrong.
So when we start the game, we get to talk to Neom. And Neom gives us a boon. And we get a couple different options. So we can choose a colorless card. So each of the characters has their own color. Red for the Ironclad, green for the Silent, blue for the Defect, and purple for the Watcher. The colorless cards can be in anybody's deck. Naturally, there are some ways to get special colors otherwise. But I can choose one of 3 colorless cards to obtain.
Okay.
I can increase my maximum HP by 7.
Okay.
I can obtain a curse in order to transform 2 cards. So curses add a card to your deck that does something typically negative.
Okay.
So curses that we could see is we could just have a card that just fills our deck. So that could happen. Another one, every time we discard a curse, you can't use the curse. You can't get rid of it usually. So
Yes.
we could, if we discard the card, we could get weak, which would increase the amount of, or decrease the amount of armor I believe we get from cards. We could also get one that every time we use a card while the curse is in our hand, we take 1 damage. There's a lot of things we can get. We could also lose our starting relic to obtain a random boss level relic. That one doesn't really work very well in the defect because our starting relic is lightning.
Okay.
So I'm probably not going to do that one. I'm leaning towards a colorless card or a max HP plus 7. What are you thinking?
I think right now HP would be good, but
Okay.
Can you restart the stream on Discord, as I can't actually see anything?
I can try.
That'd be much appreciated.
Now can you see things?
I can now see that is a big whale.
Yep, that's Neom.
I was about to call him Moby Dick, and he may not have appreciated that.
Considering it seems to be a god that has power over life and death, yeah, that could be a problem.
So he's a big dick.
Okay, so you're leaning towards more towards the HP.
Yeah, I'm. Well, do we get to choose like of several cards, or is it just a random colorless?
There'll be a choice of 3. So we get one of 3 of them.
So that leans me more toward the colorless then, because
Okay.
while the other things are nice, it's colorless is always beneficial, and if it's 3 chances for something good, odds are.
But we get 3 options. The blue title there means it's uncommon. So we have 3 uncommons. So they're all 0 cost, which is useful. So Forethought says we can put a card from our hand to the bottom of our draw pile, and until we play it next time, it costs 0. So that can be very useful for cycling through something I can't use now but want to use later. Problem is, my draw pile may be 20 or 30 cards deep. So it is kind of a problem there. Purity, I get to exhaust up to 3 cards in my hand. Exhaust, think of it like exiling in Magic the Gathering. It goes to the exile. This is very good for getting rid of curses and status effects, things like that. Doing Purity also exhausts Purity, so I can only use it once. And then Swift Strike is just 6 damage for 0 cost. Generally, Swift Strike, that would be a 1 cost card in my starter deck.
Yeah, let's do it. Swift Strike.
Yeah, we'll take Swift Strike. So now I get to decide where I want to start. So we have this map in front of me. And the idea here is that I'm going to start on one of these bottoms. And then I will have the ability to kind of travel up the map. And whenever there's a branch, I get to make a choice. Problem is, I need to hit this spot. So I don't really have much of a choice. We do need to get all 3 pieces of the key up here in order to fight the final boss. One of the pieces is only gotten from fighting this elite, and this elite can spawn randomly out the entire map, so I only get to choose this spot right here.
Well, I just rolled the D4 again, and it also came up as 1, so...
Yeah, well, we didn't have a choice in this one, but I'm glad the D4 agrees with me. So let's go ahead and start the battle. So here we are in a battle sequence. So there are my enemies right there. I am the defect on the left-hand side. You can see that I have my 3 orb slots, and orb slot 1 is already taken up by lightning, because my passive gives me a free lightning. And you can see that lightning right now is doing 3 damage passively at the end of my turn to a random enemy, or if I evoke it, it will deal 8 damage to a random enemy, which we're not going to do because evoke. Not only do I have to have a card to do it, but it would get rid of lightning, and I kind of need that to be there. We also have our enemies.
And those strikes do 6 damage, but cost 1 each, right? Your cards at the bottom.
Right, yes. So strike is 6 damage, that costs 1. Defend is block 5 damage this turn, only cost 1.
Okay.
And we make our decisions based on this, based on what's going on the right-hand side of the screen.
So what I'm thinking, if lightning does 3 damage to both enemies at the end of the turn...
Nope, just 1. Yeah, just one. It's one random enemy. Nope, random.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I wish it was that nice, but unfortunately we do not get that choice.
I would, based on what I see here, I would say go with 2 strikes and a defend, and do it against the gray poop.
Well, here's the fun thing. 1, 2, 3. Gray poop's dead. So the red icon is just a damage icon. Gray poop was going to do 6 damage to me.
Well, so what I was thinking is the third one for the defend, because the green slime doesn't look like it was doing an attack, and I was banking on using my luck with the lightning to strike and finish the other one.
Yeah, no.
But see, this is because
the game hates me.
But this would be me dictating it. So
no, the game hates me. No, you'll see. You're gonna see what happens when we get to this elite, because. There are a set number of set elites that show up on each floor.
Okay.
So the other thing is that would require taking 1 damage to do this thing you're talking about, and healing doesn't come for free in this game. And the defect doesn't have a lot of ways to heal, so I don't want to take damage if I can avoid it. Gotcha. So the red number was he was going to deal 6. It was not going to be more than 6. It was not going to be less than 6. He was going to deal 6. Whereas this is just a negative effect. Now, I know what negative effect this monster is capable of doing to me. It's going to be annoying, because it put Weakened on me. Weakened, my attacks deal 25% less damage for 1 turn.
Okay.
So it's annoying to take that. But I knew what was going to happen, so it was kind of safe to kill that guy, and this gives me just him. The problem is, now he's going to do 12, and I can only defend a maximum of 10 right now. And there is no way I can do 30 damage in 1 turn. So we are going to Swift Strike. There's my free gray, my free colorless. Zap for 1. So now I'm dealing 6 damage per turn specifically to this guy. Dual Cast is one of my special cards right now. This is a skill card as opposed to an attack. Dual Cast will evoke my next orb twice. My lightning evoked does 8, so I would deal 16. Problem is, I still can't kill this guy in 1 turn.
Yeah, that's still a little short of 30.
Yep. Drew's gonna defend 2, but I'm being forced to take 2 damage. There's nothing I can do about it.
Gotcha.
And then we're gonna strike him 3 times and laugh our way to the exit. Okay. So that was the end of the fight. So we get 3 rewards. We had 14 gold, which we can use at a shop later on. We get a skill potion. So a skill potion is going to take up one of my 3 skill slots, or one of my 3 potion slots. I can use it at any time during combat, on any turn. Doesn't matter. It doesn't take an action. I can just use it. And it'll give me 3 random skill cards that are available to the defect. Not in my deck, just 3 random ones the defect can have. I take 1. It costs 0 for that turn only. And then it goes into my discard pile. And then when my draw pile's empty, my entire discard pile is put into my draw pile, including cards that are not actually mine. So, even temporary cards for that battle only do go into my deck when we shuffle it.
Oh, that's
so, effectively, handy. The skill potion will give me a skill card for the rest of the fight.
That's handy.
And then I get 3 cards to choose from. So, these are 2 of these are uncommon, 1 is common. So, Reinforced Body gains 7 block X times. X is equal to the amount of energy you spend on it, and X cards will always spend all available energy. You gotta use them at a certain point.
Okay, so... Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you gotta choose where you use it. Scrape is an attack. Costs 1, deals 7 damage. I draw 3 cards, but I discard all cards drawn this way that do not cost 0. Important to note, I have no 0-cost cards right now. We also have Go for the Eyes. Go for the Eyes deals 3 damage, and if I do it to an enemy that intended to attack, it applies 1 weak, so they do 25% less damage.
Oh, I'd go with Go for the Eyes then.
I agree with you. Okay, so now we get a choice. So if I take the leftmost path, I get another fight. Fights will always give me a card drop. So if I go to the left, I'm getting a card drop. I may get a potion. Potions are not guaranteed. I may get a potion. I will get money. If I go to the right, I get a random event. Every floor has a set number of random events. There's specific ones. Random events can do a lot of different things. They can upgrade cards, they can transform cards, remove cards, add cards, heal you, curse you. There's a lot of different things that can happen. There's a lot of good random events, too. Now, my deck is not to a point where I want to avoid getting cards. We'll probably start seeing me do that towards floor 2, and especially on floor 3. I will just not take fights where I can help it, because I won't want cards anymore. Unless specific things happen, if my deck doesn't feel good, something like that. So, I could still fight and not have to feel bad about it. But there's some really good stuff that can come off of events. Which one should I do?
D20.
We're just leaving it all to chance, huh?
Even. That means go to the right.
Okay, so we go to the event. So, we walk into a room to find a large hole in the ground. As you approach the hole, an enormous serpent creature appears from within. Ho-ho! Hello, hello, what have we got here? Hello, adventurer. I ask a simple question. The most fulfilling of lives is that in which you can buy anything. Do you agree? If we agree, we gain 175 gold, but we become cursed with doubt. Doubt is a curse card that shows up in our deck. It's unplayable, and at the end of our turn, we gain 1 week, so we deal 25% less damage than normal. Alternatively, we disagree and nothing happens. I'm not letting you choose. We're taking it. Yes! This will all be worth it.
I was gonna say take doubt, because fortune favors the bold.
Well, not only that, but this character does not tend to do a lot of damage with attacks, and weak only affects attacks. It does not affect orbs. So I'm effectively getting a bunch of gold and not paying anything for it.
See, the dice are blessing you.
Well, that I will be honest. That particular enemy, or not particular enemy, that particular event is quite common on. So I like going for it. So these enemies are kind of obnoxious. They like to do damage. You can see there's a good 14 damage coming my way. And then when you hit this enemy for the first time in battle, it curls up and gains 3 block. So kind of obnoxious. What that means in total is that this enemy actually has 18 health, and this enemy actually has 20 health. Block goes away after the turn in which it was applied. So what we're going to do is we're going to Swift Strike on this guy. Hit him once, hit him twice, he's dead, and we're going to smack the other guy to make sure that his armor goes away. So he is armored for 3 right now, so if I attacked him, 3 damage would just be soaked. But I can't actually attack him right now. It does, unfortunately, block my lightning, but I would have had to deal with that anyways.
Okay.
So you'll see I did get doubt, so at the end of this turn, I will gain 1 week, so I'll gain 25% less damage with attacks. That 1 week means it lasts for 1.
Okay. Not 1 attack, it's the entirety of 1 turn?
It's the entirety of 1 turn.
Okay.
So I'm going to zap, I'm going to throw up a lightning, and then I'm going to dual cast and kill it. I didn't have to zap, but I just did. We got 18 gold with the Blessing of the Forge. This is a potion. Oh, it's very good. So the Blessing of the Forge upgrades all the cards in my hand for the remainder of the combat. Upgraded, every card, with exceptions, can only be upgraded once. An upgrade will typically increase the damage it deals, it might decrease its cost, or make it do its effects more than once. So Blessing of the Forge tends to be very good, and upgrading in general is very good. Now we get to add a card. So we get 3 options. We get Streamline. Streamline's an attack. It's a 2-cost attack. It does 15 damage right off the bat, and every time you use Streamline, it reduces the cost of... This is fun. The cost of, I believe it's all cards named Streamline by 1 for the remainder of the combat. Don't quote me on that. There are some cards that affect all other cards of that name. There's some cards that don't. But Streamline's very good. Fusion costs 2. You channel 1 Plasma. So Plasma increases the amount of energy I have by 1 as long as I started with Plasma. It's an orb. And if I channel Plasma, I get 2 energy instead. And then we have Hologram. Hologram gives me 3 block for 1 cost, and it allows me to put any card from my discard pile back into my hand, and then Hologram is exhausted. They're all actually very good. These are very good choices.
I would go with Fusion, to be honest.
Fusion is a good choice. It allows me to do a lot of stuff. Now, I don't get a choice in which direction I'm going. I have to go left because I want to go to that elite up there.
Yeah.
Okay, we get a choice of 3 things. We can either, as you make your way down a long corridor, you see a banana, a donut, and a box floating about. No, upon closer inspection, they are tied to strings coming from holes in the ceiling. There's a quiet cackling from above as you approach the objects. What do you do? If we take the banana, we heal 25 HP. Keep in mind, we only have lost 8. If we take the donut, we increase our maximum HP by 5. Or if we take the box, we obtain a random relic, but we also become cursed with regret. Regret is an unplayable curse. Curses just tend to be unplayable. At the end of my turn, I lose HP equal to the number of cards in my hand.
That's a no. However, if you take the donut, does that also give you 5 health?
It does.
Let's go with that then.
Keep in mind, relics can be really good, and this floor has about 5 different random events that can get rid of my curse.
Where's my D6?
This is very risk, very reward. Like this is a pretty good risk.
All right, 1, 2, 3, and is 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6 will be 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
You're going with 6.
Okay, let's take the relic. So my relic is the toy ornithopter. Whenever I use a potion, heal 5 HP. So that's a pretty solid one. Grab the box, inside you find a relic, however, you really craved the donut. You are filled with sadness, but mostly regret. On to the next event. And unfortunately, we got a battle. Kind of sucks, but there you go.
Just because you didn't take the donut.
It might be because I didn't take the donut. So I'm going to throw up a fusion, I'm going to throw up a defend, we're going to end the turn because I got nothing else I can do. This guy tends to hit like a truck, which kind of sucks. What also happens with this guy is that he has this big habit of doing what he's doing right now. He's going to block, and he's also going to buff himself for more damage. So I do kind of want to kill him as soon as I can. Problem is, I don't have any good way to do it. I'm not being given stuff. So now he's going to hit like a truck. I really do not like enemies who hit like trucks. So we're definitely going to be taking some damage here, which is fine. We are going to kill him, so I took 6 damage. Okay, here we go. So we got some cool options here. Force Field is a 4 cost. Now keep in mind, I only start with 3 normally. If I do happen to get Fusion up, I will have 4. 4 cost. It costs 1 less energy for each power card to play this combat. I have 0 power cards this time, but I gain 12 block. I don't think we should get that now because I can't actually activate it right now.
Yeah, it seems one of those future-proofing things.
We have Heat Sinks, which is a power card, costs 1. Whenever you play a power card, draw 1 card. I have no power cards, so it would literally be a dead card in my deck. On the other hand, we have Defragment. Costs 1, a power card, gain 1 focus. Focus increases the efficacy of all of my orbs by 1, with the exception of Plasma, which doesn't increase. So instead of dealing 3 damage, Lightning does 4 damage. Instead of giving me 2 armor, Ice gives me 3 armor. And the channels are affected as well. Force Field does nothing. Heat Sinks does nothing. We're taking Defragment.
Yeah, I was going to say that as well.
It's a very good card. Okay, so now we get an Elite. So Elites are already harder than normal. Actually, sorry. We get a Bonfire. Sorry, forgot. Bonfire. Bonfires normally do 2 things. We can either rest, which gives us back 30% of our max HP, which is 22. It would heal me almost to full. We can smith, which upgrades a card permanently. Or we can recall. Recall gives me 1/3 of my key. I can recall at any bonfire. It doesn't matter. It does not have to be this one.
Okay.
We're at 47 health, which is... It's a little bit scary going into the elite that I'm about to do, but I don't think rest is the choice. I think we either need a smith or recall. There will be other bonfires. Bonfires are not rare. They can show up multiple times on a floor. Typically they do. And unlike a treasure chest, which we will be seeing after the elite, bonfires are not in fixed locations. They can spawn multiple times per path. There's always a bonfire before the boss. So with all of that said, I think smithing is the way we need to go.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, if we smith the your zero strike, or even actually smith defragment.
Well, we got a couple options, because smithing does different things for different cards. So strike, we would deal more damage. I think it's deal 9, I believe. Yeah, deal 9 if we upgrade strike. But it'll just be one of my strikes, not all of them.
Yeah,
if we upgrade
I would
defend,
definitely say the 0-1.
Well, we got a couple. Here's the thing, though. We got a couple good options. So let's ignore strike and defend because they're not good. If I upgrade zap, zap will be a 0 cost. So all of a sudden, I can channel lightning for 0.
Okay.
If I upgrade dual cast becomes a 0 cost. So for 0, evoke my next orb twice. If I upgrade swift strike, I go from 6 to 9 damage. It's basically upgrading a strike, but for 0. If I upgrade Go for the Eyes, we deal 4 damage, and if the enemy tends to attack, we apply 2 weak, so 2 turns of weak. If we upgrade Fusion, it goes down to a 1 cost instead of a 2. If we upgrade Defragment, we gain 2 focus instead of 1. So honestly, the choices are right now between Go for the Eyes, Fusion, and Defragment. I lean towards Defragment, because it is a massive upgrade for all of my orb.
And that is kind of what I already said. Even if I didn't understand why it was so good.
We're gonna upgrade Defragment. Okay. Now we go to the boss. Oh, god damn it. Okay. So, there are different elites per floor. Different elites do different things. They all have their own behaviors and do their own thing. And when you have this specific elite, so this elite drops one of my key fragments. So I have to fight this elite specifically. This guy is a total pain in the ass. Also, upgraded elites have some bonus effect. In this guy's case, he gets regen 3. So regen 3 means at the end of his turn, he'll regen 3, and then it goes down by 1 each turn. Okay. So in total, he's going to regen 6 health over the course of this fight. This guy is a pain in the ass, because not only does he hit like a truck, but anytime I use a skill card, he gets strength plus 1. Defense is skill cards, and so is summoning orbs. And the problem is, on this turn, I don't have any of my summon orb cards. So if I want to summon an orb, I'm going to have to give him strength. We also, it doesn't count on the first turn. The first turn he buffs himself to give him that.
And regret also means we got to use as much as we can because we'll take damage, right?
Yep. We're going to take 1 damage. It goes, well, 2 total. It goes straight to my HP. Well, regret counts itself. Okay, so you see, he wants to do 14 damage right now.
Yes.
Off the bat. We're going to go for the eyes. It's going to drop it down to 10.
Yep.
So now I got to decide what I want to do with him. So, 2 out of 3 of the cards I have in my hand are skills. So if I use either one, he gets strength up. And the problem is I kind of need to use both of them, which gives him 2 strength up, which is effectively just plus 2 modifier to any attack he cares to use. So that 10 damage could become 12 or it could become 14, depending on which version of his attack he's using. I'm not exactly sure which one he's... But one of my cards is Fusion, which would be very helpful later, and one of them is Defend, which short-term gain, long-term loss.
Yeah.
What I am going to do is I'm going to pop the Skill Potion. Yes, that's exactly what I want to see. Awesome, our Skill Potion gave us great things. So, reboot, shuffle all the cards into your draw pile, draw 4 cards, exhaust. Amazing later, terrible now. It's a 0 cost, like, get a new hand, effectively.
Yeah.
Recycle, cost 1, exhaust a card in your hand to gain energy equal to the card's cost. Potentially useful later. Rainbow. For 2, channel 1 lightning, channel 1 frost, channel 1 dark, exhaust. However, because I use a skill potion, that's going to be free. We're going rainbow.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
But I'm also going to pop my Blessing of the Forge, which is going to upgrade all of my cards. It also healed me for 5. Rainbow, when it's upgraded, does not exhaust. So, I will be able to use this again. It will cost 2 next time I see it. But, it is a skill, so I'm going to be using multiple skills. He is going to power up multiple times, but I think it's going to be worth it. So, first of all, I'm going to, First of all, I'm going to Rainbow. So you notice now his attack does 2. Or 12. He actually gained 2 from that. Apparently his Enrage is 2 now.
Scary.
So we're going to Fusion, which forces him to take some extra damage.
Good.
I'm going to defend. So now he's dealing 15, and now I'm going to strike. So I got him down to 45 out of 85. I'm going to get a little bit of defense because of my ice, and then my dark is going to upgrade.
Nice.
So this turn he's only doing 12, which is nice. Now I'm going to defragment. Defragment is a power. Powers do not upgrade him. So that's some kind of nice stuff going on there. I'm going to, again, we have to kind of make this choice. I'm going to dual cast. So we just dual casted the ice orb, which just flat gave me 14 armor. So I'm not going to get extra armor at the end of my turn, but I'll get 14 armor. Now I'm going to zap. So lightning does 5 damage per turn. And then we're going to strike, which dealt some damage, but we're getting there.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll notice that dark has its 20 and its 8. So every turn, dark increases by 8, and then when dark is channeled, it deals 20 damage to the target with the least amount of HP.
Oh my.
Yeah. If I let it go for another turn, it would be 28. But I can't afford to let this go another turn.
Yeah.
We're going to Swift Strike, deal 8 damage to his face. I'm going to Zap. Now he just took 20 off the top. And now I'm going to Rainbow, which is going to kill him because it's going to double channel my lightnings. So he's dead.
Tasty. That worked out well.
That enemy always scares me because I'm never in a place where I'm really good. I had to pop 2 potions to kill him. Otherwise, I would have been in a very bad way. 27 gold.
Well.
We get the Relic Strawberry, which raises my max HP by 7. We also get the Emerald Key, and we get to add a card to my... Hi! I'm not letting you make a choice here, because there is a correct choice, but I'll tell you what my choices are. So, Fission is a 0 cost. It's a rare. Remove all of my orbs, gain an energy, and draw 1 card for each orb removed, and then exhaust Fission.
Okay.
So, very good, especially if I get one of the later upgrades. It allows me to have more orbs at once.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have Compile Driver, which is an attack for 1 energy, deal 7 damage, and draw 1 card for every unique orb you happen to have.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Creative AI. It's a power. At the start of your turn, add a random power card into your hand.
And
that's the correct choice.
I was going to say yes for that one, but I was also going to say for the other one, that's basically a guaranteed have fusion whenever you want it. Because you only have the 1 power card right now, right?
Are you... say guaranteed... You talking about the rainbow? That one?
Whichever your power card is. Like, you only have the 1 right now, don't you?
I now have 2 power cards. So I have Defragment, which gains 2 focus, and I have Creative AI. You're talking about just Fusion, which is a skill card. So I do just have that now.
Okay.
Okay, let's go to the map. So we're going to go to a random event. So our random event is Indiana Jones. It's called the Golden Idol. You come across an inconspicuous pedestal with a shining gold idol sitting peacefully atop. It looks incredibly valuable. You're sure you don't see any traps nearby. So I can either leave, or I can obtain the Golden Idol and trigger a trap. So the Golden Idol is a relic that causes all enemies to drop 25% more gold for as long as I have the relic. And there are multiple events that happen later on floors 2 and 3 that require the Golden Idol to get an upgraded version. So we're going to take it. But I have 3 ways to deal with the trap. So way number 1, as you grab the idol and stow it away, a giant boulder smashes through the ceiling onto the ground next to you. You realize that the floor is slanted downwards as the boulder starts to roll towards you. So we have 3 ways we can resolve the event. We can either become cursed with injury. Injury is just an unplayable card. It doesn't have any other effect. It's in your deck. We can get smashed and just take 20 damage. Or we can lose 6 max HP.
Honestly, you said there aren't really a lot of ways to heal. So I think losing the 6 max HP wouldn't be a crazy bad thing right now.
I think I agree with you, especially because we just got the strawberry, so we're still 1 HP up.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to go with that. Now, the ways we can restore HP, every bonfire can restore HP. The problem is that if you look at my path right here, I have no bonfires until just before the boss. there's a chance that this event right here, we're going to be taking the rightmost path, by the way, because I want this event more than I want... Actually, I take it back. We're taking leftmost path because I want the shot more than I want the event.
Yeah, we have a lot of money.
We have a lot of money. So this event right here could be the Cleric. The Cleric can either heal you or remove a card from your deck. Problem is, I'm going to want to remove a card from my deck. I want to get rid of some of these curses. So I'm not going to really have any good healing events until I get to the bonfire. So yeah, I think absolutely we're going to go ahead and just lose 6 max HP. Squish! The boulder flattens you a little as it passes by, but otherwise you can get out of here. And so now we have the Golden Idol. Enemies drop 25% more gold. And now we're going to go to our chest. So chests are kind of interesting. First of all, we get some gold, which is nice. Then, this is another one of my key fragments. So I get to choose one of these. If I take the Ancient Tea Set, after I enter a rest site, my next combat, I start with 2 extra energy on turn 1.
That sounds nice.
It's pretty nice. I have to choose one of these, and I only get one of them. If I take one, I lose the other. Ancient Tea Set's nice. This is, you need all 3 key parts to fight the final boss. So at some chest, I need to take a Sapphire Key. Problem is, you only get 1 chest per floor, and there's only 3 floors before the final boss. So, on one of those floors, I have to take the Sapphire Key. The Ancient Tea Set is one of the worst relics I could have gotten.
Yeah, I'd say go with Sapphire for now, because 2 energy does sound nice, but at the same time, we have a very good means of doing damage without needing a lot of energy right now.
Yep, absolutely. So now we get to go to the shop. Shop's kind of fun, because he has a lot of different things. So the top 5 cards will always be cards from your character's deck. And one of them will always be on sale. So it's a good way to get cards you may not have access to. The second thing is that down here, he will always have 2 colorless cards. One of which will typically be rare. He also has 3 artifacts you can buy. And then on the bottom, he has 3 potions you can buy. And lastly, he has the card removal service. Every time you use it, you can only use it once per time you talk to him, and it costs 25 gold extra every time you use it. But the card removal service flat removes a card from your deck. So I can get rid of a curse here. So the problem is, I gotta make a choice.
I'd say get rid of the curse set makes you take damage based on cards.
Let's look at our relics first.
Okay.
Eat on the Bone. If my HP is at or below 50% at the end of combat, heal 12. That's a lot. That is 1/6 of my HP at this time. So that's pretty solid. And I will be getting below 50% over the course of the next 3 fights. The Incense Burner, every 6 turns, gain 1 intangible. Intangible reduces all damage taken and HP loss to 1 for 1 instance of damage. It's pretty solid. Lastly, Orange Pellets. Whenever you play a power, attack, and skill in the same turn, remove all of your debuffs. Also pretty solid. The problem is I don't have a lot of powers. So it's something to consider. We have those. We also have a couple different cards. We've seen Scrape, so we don't have to worry about that. Bullseye deals 8 damage as an attack and applies 2 Lock-On, and Lock-On causes enemies to receive 50% more damage from orbs. That's a pretty solid thing. Charge Battery gives me 7 block, and next turn I gain an energy. Chill is a 0 cost that lets me channel 1 Frost for each enemy in combat, but it is exhausted after using it. And Storm is a power that says for every power card I use, channel 1 Lightning. Remember, I have Creative AI, so I will be getting a power card every turn. So we got some solid things. Personally, I'm thinking we remove the curse that hurts us. We leave the weak one, because we don't really care all that much.
Yeah.
Then we take meat, because it's going to be very useful later on in the game. We're not going to have any gold left to buy anything else, unfortunately. But
I do think that would end up being the best combination right now.
Yeah. That's what I normally would do anyways. Actually, I do have enough for Storm, so I will take Storm. Okay. So now we're going to have two sets of enemies. I'm not really worried about either of these sets, honestly. So this is the, pill bug we have already seen. So no tremendous thing there. The fungi beast likes to pump itself and give itself damage, which is already a problem. But also, whenever the fungi beast dies, it applies 2 vulnerable to me. Vulnerable causes me to take 50% extra damage from all sources while vulnerable lasts, and you lose 1 vulnerable per turn. So I need to get rid of him as soon as possible. I also need to get rid of the pill bug. So you can already see I am already losing health. There's kind of nothing I can do. Creative AI is here, but I kind of need some other stuff to happen right now, so we're not going to use it. We're going to pop a defense, take a little bit less damage here. Then I'm going to pop a strike on the pill bug, and I'm going to hope that both lightnings hit the pill bug. Nope, both of them hit the fungi beast. Pillbug uses Spit Web, which causes me to get 3 weakens, so attacks deal 25% less damage for me. Unfortunate. We are going to immediately pop Storm, and then we're going to pop Defragment. And so now I have 3 lightnings up. We're going to deal 15 damage. 15 damage is exactly how much HP my enemies have, and we're going to win.
Huzzah!
That's why we went for that combo. Okay, cards. So Charge Battery's back. Gain 7 block, gain energy next turn. Rip and Tear deals 7 damage to a random enemy twice. And then Blizzard deals damage equal to 2 times the number of Frost channeled this combat to all enemies. Problem is, I have no way to gain Frost at this time.
Yeah.
So, I'm not a big fan of Rip and Tear. I don't like random hits. The Lightning's a little bit different because it hits every turn. It's slow invest for long-term gain. But Rip and Tear, it's 14 damage total. So it is a lot of damage compared to some of the damage I do normally. But it's not amazing. Charge Battery is where I'm going to go here. Because gaining block and then gaining more energy next turn, like spending energy now to gain more energy later.
And also defend against a potentially big hit.
So now we get the Thief. The Thief does a fair amount of damage. So you can see he's coming in for 11. And he'll come in for 11 every turn until he decides to leave. Every time the Thief hits me, he steals 15 gold. If I kill him, I get it all back plus extra. So I think we're going to charge Battery. We're also going to defend, which will block all the damage incoming, and we'll strike. Didn't get a chance to do fusion, unfortunately, but I need to not take damage because we have an elite coming next turn. We're also going to swift hit, and then we're going to strike. I get to toss a storm. I get to toss a defend. So I could dual cast and deal 16 damage off of my orb. The problem is I'd have no orb for next turn. I don't think it's worth it to dual cast yet. So the problem is, at some point, the Thief gets spooked, and he decides to just bug out. And so that's gonna be next turn. So next turn, he's going to throw up defense, which I'll have to get through. The turn after that, he is going to run. So I have to kill him before he runs, or I lose all my money and also gain nothing from this fight. Okay. So there's the defense. You can already see it. Defragment, zap, throw a strike. Luckily, he does no damage this turn, and I'm going to hit him for 15, so he's going to die.
Nice.
What's probably going to happen, we're going to get a focus potion. Focus potion gives me 2 focus, so I'm going to get 2 focus for free on whatever fight I want to use it on. So my lightning will do more damage. We're most likely one of the first 2 or 3 fights we're going to see in floor 2 is going to be 2 of those assholes. And they do a lot of damage, so he's got to be prepared for it. Okay, we got cards. Several of them are good.
Oh, that last one looks really nice.
So 7 block, channel 2 frost. The problem is Glacier does cost 2. So it is kind of expensive. Barrage, deal 4 damage for each channeled orb, so I can deal up to 12 for 1 cost. And Compile Driver, I only have 2 different unique orbs I can get, but it's pay 1, draw 1, deal 7. Got a couple options. I don't normally go Glacier, so I'm thinking I'm going to go Glacier this time. Okay, so now we get another elite. This elite sucks. This elite sucks so much. Okay, so these 3 enemies.
Go for the eyes middle.
Yeah, these guys go alternate turns. This guy goes first. He will deal 9 damage. Then the outer 2 will do 9 damage. They start with a artifact each. Artifact negates 1 debuff. So unfortunately, that negated go for the eyes. We did deal a little bit of damage. The most important thing that actually happened there is we got rid of artifact. Yeah. These 2, on the other hand, are the real problems. as I throw up defenses and throw up a defragment. They're going to do a negative effect. Their negative effect causes each to throw 2 Dazed into my deck. Dazed is just a curse that I can't do anything with. I'm just cursed. That's all it does. Luckily,
just for the battle, though, right?
Just for the battle, yeah.
Okay.
So they're filling my deck with curse. The good thing is that those curses have ethereal on them. So the ethereal effect says that if the card is not used until the end of the turn, it vanishes, it evaporates. We may see more ethereal later on. Now I'm going to throw Creative AI and a Swift Strike. What's up?
I was just saying that could give us Rainbow.
It could give us a lot of things. That's why I'm popping it. We're going to take 1 damage, but getting that now, it gave me a Defragment, which is more important than Rainbow right now, actually.
And Charge Battery.
Charge Battery. Well, Charge Battery is part of my deck. The thing it gave me was this Defragment. I only have 1 Defragment in this deck, not 2. So it gave me Defragment. Here's that Dazed I was talking about, so it just fills my hand. That's all it does. We're going to pop a Storm, because popping a Storm and popping Defragment both channels a Frost, which gives me armor, and it also gives me another Lightning. Now we're going to Charge Battery. I'm blocking 15. We're still going to take 3, but we're going to deal 12 sorry. We're not taking any. I forgot. We have Ice up. So we would have taken some damage. We didn't, thankfully. And then we also dealt a ton. So that gave us Loop. So Loop is excellent. First of all, go for the eyes. Loop is excellent. Loop says the first orb I have channels at the beginning of my turn, in addition to at the end.
Okay, so that's lightning twice. So that's 12 lightning right off the bat, guaranteed.
Well, 1 lightning. These channel at the end of my turn. So it's 18 damage at the end of my turn, and 6 at the beginning of my next turn.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Math.
Yep, math. I'm going to go ahead and throw a strike at the middle guy. Now he's dead. And then the choice is, do I want to strike, or do I want to use fusion for more energy in coming turns?
I'd say go for fusion, because I get the feeling your next pull won't have many exhausts, even though there's a lot in your deck.
Oh, we're going to be seeing a lot of days. You can see they're filling my deck with this shit.
Damn. All right.
I'm going to throw up a loop. So we're still lightning. I'm going to throw up 2 defenses. And hopefully one of these guys this one dies at the end of my turn. Nope, they both hit this one. Okay, that's fine. So we're going to take 8. That's cool. He's dead. Throw a Defragment, which smacks him, and we win. Ooh, this one's new. I haven't seen this one yet. Okay, cool. So, 27. I don't know what 28-7 gold is. I don't know what the parentheses for 7 is. 7 may be the extra. Actually, you know what? Is that 25% of 28? Yeah, okay, that's what that is. That's 7 extra from gold medal. Okay. So Singing Bull. When adding cards into your deck, you may raise your max HP by 2 instead. So that's my new artifact. So if none of these cards were good, I could just raise my max HP by 2. Unfortunately or fortunately, one of these cards is an all-star. Another Glacier I could take. Core Surge deals 11 damage to a target, and I gain 1 artifact, which is just it's a buff that just says ignore the next debuff that would be applied to you. Core Surge gets exhausted after you use it. Biased Cognition. Gain 4 focus, but at the start of each of your turns, lose 1 focus. There is no maximum negative amount here. That being said, because I have Creative AI, and I can get more defragments and more Biased Cognitions, Biased Cognitions is an all-star. All of a sudden, my damage just skyrockets. Okay. So, we enter a corridor full of hypnotizing colored mushrooms. Due to your lack of specialization in mycology, you're unable to identify the specimens. You want to escape, but feel oddly compelled to eat a mushroom. So, we can either heal 19 HP, but become cursed with Parasite. If transformed or removed from your deck, lose 3 max HP. Otherwise, just an unplayable card that will show up. Or, I can stomp and anchor the mushrooms. If I anchor the mushrooms, I will fight, I think it's 3 of the mushroom enemies, but I get a bonus artifact at the end. We're going to piss off some mushrooms.
Yeah. I mean, I was trying to do some math in my head, but yeah.
Okay. I'm going to do a risk here. I'm going to throw up Bias Cognition. So you'll notice that I have 7 damage coming off these lightning orbs right now.
Yes.
However, that's going to go down. So the hope is that I will get cards that will push it back up over the course of this fight. Bad things will happen if I do not get cards to go back up. I need to go for the eyes on one of these guys. I'm going to go for the eyes on this one. We're going to throw up a storm. Defend. Okay. The problem is, if I kill this one, I will all of a sudden take 2 vulnerables. I will take 50% more damage from both of these guys. So the question is 24 more than 23? The answer is yes. So we shouldn't kill one yet.
Yeah, I was going to say use your last strike on the third one.
Yep. Can't kill them, but we're going to see what happens. Maybe this one dies anyways. Yep, that one died anyways. So I'm taking the damage anyways. That's fine. So I get my defragment, so now I do even more, and because I used lightning last turn, now I have even more shit up. Gonna go ahead and do I want, I think we want that's annoying. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and Glacier. It's not really what I want to do, but it's gonna deal a shit ton of damage out. Killed that guy twice. This guy's buffing, so we're actually taking no damage this turn. So I have a shit ton of armor, but that's about all I have right now. 6 plus 6 is 12. That'll kill him. Okay. Cool. Now we get the odd mushroom. When we are vulnerable, we take 25% more attack damage rather than 50% more attack damage. Okay, it is 30. It adds both. Okay. So we get the odd mushroom. We also get the duplication potion, which says the next card I play is played twice. New cards. Beam Cell.
Nice.
Oh, what's up?
No, I'll say that.
Oh, yeah. So Beam Cell is a 0-cost attack card. Deal 3 damage. Apply 1 vulnerable. So for this turn only, the enemy takes 50% more damage off of attacks, specifically. My orbs do not count. FTL is a 0-cost 5 damage card that if I've played less than 3 cards this turn, draw 1. Sunder is a 3-cost attack. Deal 24 damage. If this kills an enemy, gain 3 energy. Sunder's awesome. FTL is godlike. This card should be rare.
Yeah, that's actually what I was suggesting. Well, thinking, rather.
Okay. So boss is next. I'm at 39 out of 76 HP, so I'm at about 50%-ish. I can either rest to gain 22, recall to get the final piece of my key. Keep in mind, I can do this at any bonfire. Or I can smith and upgrade a card.
I would upgrade Storm, personally.
Well, it's between Storm and Creative AI to me. So, upgrading Storm gives it the property Innate. Innate means that you start the game with that card in your hand. So so I will have Storm at the start of every game. Creative AI goes down to 2, so it doesn't take an entire turn to use. I can do something else with Creative AI.
That's true. In fact, Storm only costs 1, doesn't it?
Storm only costs 1, yeah.
Yeah, so that would let you use both in 1 turn, so thinking about it.
Only upgrade 1. I think Creative AI is the choice, honestly.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at.
Yep. Now we can do both, and now we go to fight our boss. This boss is irritating. This boss...
You're starting to cut out.
Can you hear better now?
Well, no, it's straight up just cutting out.
Yeah, we'll give it a second. It's probably my internet being stupid.
Probably.
So this boss is irritating.
Okay.
He cycles back and forth between 2 forms. So the form he's in now, his attack form, he does a shit ton of damage. So I don't want him to be in this form. If I can deal this much damage to him, which is 30 at this point in the game, he will transform to defense form. In defense form, any attack I do on him deals 3 damage back to me. It's got kind of like a Thornmail sort of feel to it. Okay. And he also does a certain amount of damage. I need to push him to that as soon as I can. Okay. So let's go ahead and let's Focus Potion. We're going to gain 2 focus. Now I will deal 5 lightning damage.
Mm-hmm.
And I am also going to Duplication Potion on Biased Cognition, which casts that twice. So now I'm going to deal 13 damage. Then, the choice is between Fusion and Double Strike. We're dealing 13 damage at the end of this turn. He is going to give himself some defense. He's going to give himself some block at the end of this turn. It's going to be a fair amount of it. So
okay.
I'm thinking I definitely want to do some damage right now. But 13 plus 12 is not 30. So I'm going to need to break through next turn. The question is long-term or short-term? I think Fusion.
Yeah.
We did do 13, though. So he put up 9 armor. So you can see, he wants to do 32 damage to my face right now, which is a lot of damage. First of all, let's Swift Strike. So now he's down to 3 plus 17, so I need to do 20. Also keep in mind, because I used 2 bias, I'm losing 2 focus per instead of 1, so I do need to move kind of quick. I'm going to FTL immediately. That gets me my curse, which kind of sucks. I didn't really get anything out of that. We're going to go ahead and throw up my Storm, which unfortunately is not doing anything. Throw up my Charge Battery, throw up my Defend. I am going to block. Unfortunately, he is going to hit me for a lot, because I just didn't get any attack damage this turn.
Mm-hmm.
Doing Double Bias Cognition may have been a bad choice. So now he's going to try to do a negative effect on me. I'm not cool with that. I'm going to throw the Vulnerability Potion on him. He's going to take 50% more damage from attacks for the remainder of the turn. Go for the eyes. Weakness. So now that keeps on throwing stuff at him. He's not attacking, unfortunately, so weakness didn't apply. Throw up a Defragment. Now I have 2 lightnings. And then throw everything I have. So you'll notice he immediately changed stances. Now he's in negative stance. Now he's going to use a buff on himself, which is going to be the buff that deals 3 damage back to me, so I just don't want to attack him next turn.
Fair.
When he transforms, he immediately gains 20 armor. We're going to deal 22 damage, so we're still getting through. Okay, so now he wants to hit me for 9. I don't feel like it. I'm going to throw up Creative AI, so hopefully we're going to see stuff that's going to make my armor go better. And then I get a choice. I can Glacier to block 7 of his 9, and then I will get an additional lots of armor. I can also Zap. I'm thinking Glacier's the way to go. Let's just get a lot of armor. He's not breaking through this. I have 23 armor now.
Good.
Okay, so now we're just going to start doing stupid shit. So I lost my fusion, so I don't get extra armor right now. So what I want to do is I want to throw up a defense. Now I'm going to go for the eyes. I'm going to take 3 damage off of his sharp hide, but that's going to immediately go into my armor.
Okay.
It also reduces the damage he's dealing, so he's dealing 12 instead of 16.
A much more tolerable number.
Mm-hmm. We're going to throw up Hello World. So at the start of each turn, it adds a random common card into my hand, and therefore my deck for the remainder of the fight. That also happens to be a power, so I get another lightning because of Storm earlier. And then to finish my turn, I'm going to go ahead and throw Zap up, which will not only channel a Frost, give me even more armor, so now I'm taking no damage this turn, but also now I have 2 lightning.
Nice.
So we're gradually pushing him down. After 2 turns in defensive, he returns back to offensive. Now I have to deal 40 damage in order to cause him to, not, or to cycle back. He wants to deal 20 damage to me, so I kind of don't want that to happen. Throw up the Swift Strike, throw up an FTL in case I got anything better. Now we have a new card you haven't seen before, Recursion. Evoke my next orb, and then immediately channel the orb that was just evoked. So Recursion would get me Frost, it would channel it, and then it would reapply Frost. But I just got Biased Cognition out of Creative AI, so let's throw that up to make sure that everything's good. Immediately channels another Lightning, and then we're going to Recursion my Lightning. So now I dealt a bunch of damage. I dealt, 14 damage right off the cuff on top of all the other damage I've dealt. And now I have 3 lightnings doing 9 each at the end of turn.
Excellent.
Charge Battery, it's not going to be important because he's, we're about to deal 27. It's 15 to turn him into his next form.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're back in. So this is going to be cute. Let's do another Creative AI.
Oh, God.
Yep. Unfortunately, we are taking down 3 focus every turn now. So, you know, there's some downside going on. We're gonna deal 18 damage end of this turn. He's at 73 health left. I do get a full heal at the end of every floor. So as long as we survive, we'll be fine. I'm thinking we recursion and deal 11 plus 18. So deal 29 damage to his face and take 9.
Sounds good.
Actually, I take that back. We're gonna defend and take 4. I just realized we're still a couple turns away. And we're losing 3 focus at the end of the turn. Okay. So, now I have to make a choice. There's some shenanigans here. So, Echo Form. The first card I play each turn is doubled.
Okay.
We're just going to use that right off the bat. Doesn't help me a lot this turn. It's going to help me more next turn. He's going to deal 16 damage. I only have 30 health. This is kind of a risky play. I'm not going to FTL because I don't want to take an extra 3 this turn. So we're just going to kind of let that happen.
Sure.
He's going to hit me for a bunch. So, now I need to do 50 to him to transform him. Problem is, he only has 38 health. And unfortunately, all of my orbs do nothing now because, unfortunately, the down ticks off of bias have dropped them down. If I evoke them, I still do 5, but they will not passively do anything. So I need to come up with a way to deal a lot of damage really damn fast. Because he's going to flat kill me if I don't.
Well,
so, let's see.
Glacier will give you defense right now.
Problem is,
Frost.
Yeah, the bias is probably not going to give me any extra anything off of it. So Glacier will cause him to take 10 off of these 2 lightnings.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, 10 is not enough. Let's see. Unfortunately, doing all those biases, I didn't realize they stacked like that, that the negative effect stacked like that. We are at -3 focus right now. Can I even... I don't know if I can even do it, honestly. So this will do 5. This would do... I would survive if I did Glacier. So I can deal 5, I can deal 15, and then I would survive. I think that's what we do.
Surviving is good. Surviving is important.
Yeah. So let's zap, which deals 5. And then we dealt another 5 because something happened. I don't know. 2 zaps happened. Then we'll Glacier, which hits him again for another 10. So unfortunately, remember, Glacier is not actually increasing my armor at all. So we'll block 7. He's going to deal 20, so we're going to take 13. We have 14 health. So we need to deal 18 next turn.
Okay. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, let's see if we can do it. Hey! Okay, first of all, let's Swift Strike for 6. Which, remember... Oh, that's why I dealt extra damage. I forgot, because we have Echo Form. So we just flat did some damage. We double punched him for free, and now he's at 6. I'm gonna Electrodynamics, which is going to... Not only Lightning now hits all enemies, doesn't matter now. It's going to channel 2 Lightning. Which means we're going to... actually, no, that doesn't work. Never mind, I'm just going to strike him for 6. Die. Never mind.
Huzzah!
We live. So we're going to get 126 gold. Now we get to add a rare card to my deck, and I have some good choices here. So Core Surge, talked about already, deal 11 damage, gain an artifact. Meteor Strike costs 5, but if I can somehow pull it off, I deal 24 damage and then channel 3 plasma.
I mean, that would actually pair well with the whatchamacallit, but you don't have to make sure you somehow get it immediately after using it.
I have to somehow get 5 energy. That's also the problem.
Well, don't you have the thing that increases your energy for the next turn, but it also lowers your maximum if you don't do something?
Not currently. I don't have a card like that currently. There are cards like that, just not now. Okay. We also have Thunderstrike. Deal 7 damage to a random enemy for each lightning channeled this combat.
Oh, that's a good one.
Costs 3, unfortunately, but I think we can use it.
You have a lot of lightning, man.
Now, we have our choice at a boss relic, and we have 3 very good ones. The Cursed Key is probably the least good right now. Gain energy at the start of your turn, so it means I have 4 energy every turn instead of 3. Okay. However, whenever I open a non-boss chest, obtain a curse. This would be 2 curses for the remainder of the run.
Okay.
We have Inserter. Every 2 turns, gain 1 orb slot. So I would have more orbs simultaneously.
I think that one...
Well, we also have Nuclear Battery. At the start of combat, channel a plasma. So every time, I just start with a plasma. So I will have 4 energy every fight. So I get the Cursed Key effect for free. But it is a channeled orb, so the orb can go away. Both of these are very good.
I would say the Inserter would be more beneficial for longer fights.
I think this is actually a reference to Factorio too.
Oh yeah, I mean that is what they're called. They're Inserters.
And that is what they look like too. Okay, so now we get to go to Act 2, the city. So things are going to be a little bit harder on Act 2. Luckily, we don't have to deal with any upgraded elites, but there are going to be a number of elites, and if we can, we want to fight them because they do come with relics. We just have to be kind of careful about how we spend our health there. We still need to get the red relic, so I still need to go to some bonfire and recall. I'm going to do that. There's a bunch of annoying stuff. We have no potions here. So what I'm trying to decide is which path I want to take.
How much money do we have right now?
246, which is enough for 1 good relic or maybe something else.
Let's start left and go right to the shop. Or you can start right, do one area first, and then hit a shop.
I think we want this shop, because I want to be able to go up this path towards this elite.
Okay.
Yeah, these are the only 2 shops on this entire floor, so we definitely want to hit those. So this enemy can be a problem. Not only does he hit fairly hard, so you'll see he's going to strike for 12 immediately, and he's going to buff himself. He also has a new effect called Plated Armor. Plated Armor, at the end of every turn, you gain X amount of block, where X is Plated Armor. But if you take damage that is not blocked, it reduces the Plated Armor buff by 1. So, this is an effect we can get too. In fact,
the first thing I have to say right now is go for the eyes, boo.
Yep. Immediately do that, so now he's only dealing 9. We'll go ahead and Swift Strike, so now he's only dealing... so now he only has 5 armor. We'll go ahead and Glacier, so now we're going to take absolutely nothing. And then we're going to Strike. So now he only has 3 plated armor because I did hit him. Unfortunately, Lightning, I don't think reduces plated armor because it's not an attack. It's an...
I was mostly just making a Baldur's Gate reference.
Okay. So now we got stuff. So we did get a new orb slot, which is kind of cool. Unfortunately, I have no orb to put in there. But we do have Defragment, so we'll go ahead and toss that up there. So now I'm going to gain 8 armor at end of turn. So go ahead and Defend. Kind of no point striking, because I'm only going to deal 11 damage total between Strike and Lightning, and he has 13 armor. So I'm just going to throw up a Charge Battery so we have more energy next turn. He doesn't want to get through. So he's also the first enemy we've seen that does multiple attacks. So he's doing 7 times 2. Effectively, that's just 12 damage. But, 14 damage. But it hits twice, so things that care how many times you get hit will care about that.
Like defense and stuff.
Or plated armor. That is 2 different attacks if I had plated armor.
Okay.
I'm just going to throw up a bunch of defense. We had a plasma, so we're going to gain more energy for next turn. And we blocked all of his damage. And now we have a bunch of stuff we have to do. Now he's dealing 21, so he's still building up this damage he's going to do. I'm going to go ahead and FTL. That pulled out a strike. Didn't help me all that much. I'm going to go ahead and... Let's see. So I'm going to be able to block 8 plus 5 is 13. That's... I mean, he has a lot of damage coming in. We're going to go ahead and Biased Cognition. So it can get me in trouble, but now I'm blocking 16. I'm going to throw up Creative AI, and then I'm going to throw up Defend, so now I'm blocking 21. So I'm still taking 0 damage.
It all works out, and now you have another orb slot.
Yep, now I have another orb slot. So you'll notice that now I'm blocking 14, which is exactly how much he's dealing, which is awesome. I'm going to throw up Storm, and then Machine Learning at the start of my turn, draw an additional card, and now I have more lightning coming in. And we need to start doing some damage, so let's go ahead and strike him twice. So I'm going to deal 16 minus 1. So still not breaking down that plated armor he has, but he's still also not dealing any damage to me.
And technically, we just keep getting stronger and stronger with all those fucking orbs.
Yep. This is why I like playing orb meta. Let's pop another storm, so now we have even more orbs. Let's see. Let's pop a charge battery, so 5. So we're stopping 27. He did apply weak to me, so I get 25% less block from all of my cards for this turn. So I'm only getting 3 defend instead of 5, because it rounds down, unfortunately. Let's see. So 5 plus 12 is 17. I can block 20.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to take 1. And unfortunately, he applied another stack of the nonsense here. Let's go ahead and go for the eyes, throw in a Swift Strike, and I think it's time to Thunder Strike him, because we've channeled a fair amount of shit.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Let's go ahead and throw up a Hello World that just gives me another couple Thunder, and go away. Excuse me? Go away.
Deleted.
And 25 more gold. Okay, so, because we're on floor 2, we're going to start seeing upgraded cards for free. So they just drop. So we have Compile Driver again, so deal damage, draw a card. Equilibrium, gain 13 block for 2. Retain your hand this turn. Retain, you do not pitch your hand.
Mm-hmm.
Fusion Plus specifically, for 1, channel 1 Plasma. We're going to go in that direction. Okay, we got the shop. Got some good options in here, too. Okay, so, could get a Defragment for 34. Whetstone is an artifact that, upon pickup, upgrades 2 attacks randomly. Chances are it's probably going to hit my strikes.
Yeah, and also, we're not really big on attack. They're handy, but we're orb now.
We also have Frozen Egg. Whenever you add a power card into your deck, upgrade it for free.
Mm-hmm.
To all sources, too.
Okay.
It doesn't count Hello World style effects. It's not in. It's when I actually add it permanently.
Okay.
Orrery. Upon pickup, choose and add 5 cards to your deck.
Nice.
I'm going to go for Frozen Egg, because adding power cards, that's where we're probably going to go anyways, and getting free upgrades is amazing. Unfortunately, that puts Defragment out of my range.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of sucks, but what can you do? Okay.
This will pay off better long term, though.
Mm-hmm. Now, unfortunately, fortunately, unfortunately, we have a fairly solid deck already. I don't really want a lot of cards added to my deck anymore, so we're going to go up this event chain.
Okay.
Long line of hooded figures can be seen entering an unassuming cathedral. We can either smash, or naturally you join the line, or quickly surrounded by cultists. They ignore you as they gleefully chant and wave their weapons around. Murder, 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 caw, caw, caw. Murder, 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 caw, caw, caw. That'll make more sense when we actually fight a cultist. We have the donation box here, so we can either smash or grab the donation box and gain 99 gold, or we can stay in line and obtain the Ritual Dagger, but lose 6 HP. Not max, just 6. The Ritual Dagger...
Seems like a bunch of bird dudes, and we're pretty much at max HP anyway, so...
The Ritual Dagger deals 15 damage as an attack. If it's fatal damage, if it kills the enemy, it permanently increases this card's damage by 3, but it does exhaust this upon use. It's either 99 gold, or I get that card.
So exhaust means it's gone forever, right?
It's gone for this combat.
Okay.
The Ritual Dagger can get very powerful.
I mean, it's only 6 health, so you'd be 7 away from max because you took 1 damage last fight.
The question is that card better?
Really, but there are also no more shops on this floor.
There will be one next floor, though.
That's true.
Also, keep in mind, event rooms can become shops.
Come along, my friendly D20, even or odd. It's even, we are smash and grab.
Okay. Navigating an unlit street, you come across several hooded figures in the midst of some dark ritual. As you approach, they turn to you in an eerie unison. The tallest among them bears fanged teeth and extends a long, pale hand towards you. Join us, Broken One, and feel the warmth of the Spire. If we accept, this will remove all strikes from our deck, and instead we will receive 5 bites and lose 23 max HP. Bite is a 1-cost, 7 damage attack that also heals 2 HP. So that's We have 4 strikes. That gives us 1 extra strike. It's 1 more damage for each one, and we heal off of it. We lose 23 max HP, so we'd go down to about 53.
I'd say do it.
Okay.
Let's become totally not robo-vampires.
And here's a shop. And unfortunately, we don't have enough money for the best item in the shop. Terrible. The best item being membership card, which is a 50% discount on all products.
Oof.
Yep. However, we do have power. We have 2 powers, actually. Loop, which we've already seen. It's an upgraded one already. At the start of your turn, trigger the passive ability of your next orb twice. 76. We also have White Noise. Add a random power card into your hand that costs 0. Exhaust White Noise.
So,
I think we go loop.
Yeah.
Well, this is our first loop. The other loop you saw earlier came off of Creative AI.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Words.
We'll go ahead and pick up loop. We're also going to pick up Rebound. Rebound is a 9 damage 1-cost attack that puts the next card you play this turn on top of your draw pile instead of in your discard. Doesn't work on powers, unfortunately. But it's a great way to get orbs back in your deck and rapidly build orbs.
Okay.
So now that we've done that, we're immediately going to go right into a elite fight. This elite fight kind of sucks. So in this elite fight, we fight 3 different enemies that all have kind of different styles. This guy tends to do just a lot of damage. The Taskmaster likes to inflict negative effects to you. And the Slaver also inflicts negative effects to you. Kind of obnoxious style shit here. We're going to go ahead and go for the eyes on the Slaver, because he's doing the most damage. And then we're going to rebound off of him as well. And then throw up a Glacier.
Yeah.
So, we're gonna block 11 damage. The problem is they're doing a lot more than 11. And then the Taskmaster put a wound on us.
Asshole.
Yep, so that is a card that's going to show up. So, we have a loop. Multiple bites, so we can get some health back. We have Glacier again. Now, if I pop Glacier, we will no longer have a Lightning active, so we won't be passively dealing damage, but we will be getting a passive 8 defense every turn for a while. We'll also deal 8 to a random enemy. So I could Glacier and Bite. I could Glacier and Loop. I could Glacier and Defend. I could do a lot of different combinations here. They want to deal 29 damage to me, and I only have 34 health right now. So we really don't want to take that much.
I'd say Glacier, Defend, then Bite. Get a little health out of it.
Well, I can't, because I only have 3 energy and Glacier's 2.
We have 5 bites in the deck, but that's giving up. How much does Bite heal per? 2?
2.
So if you Glacier and... So that's 7 reduced from...
We're going to block... So we're blocking 7 default.
And
then we block an
29
additional 8 from Frost. It's going to be...
21.
Not quite.
No,
8.
21 damage is being done.
So we're block 7, then block 8, that's 15. They're trying to deal 29, so we'll go down by 14. Then we can either defend, which will only go down by 9, or we can bite, where we would go down by 12, but also deal damage.
I would say Bite.
Okay, let's Glacier. Dealt some damage, unfortunately not to the right guy. And we'll pop that. Another wound in the deck. Okay. Get a Swift Strike. You are going to do something nasty. Let's charge battery. I think we need to zap, because we really need to get some damage flowing. Yeah. And then we're going to bite again. So we're going to block another 15. And they're dealing 18, so we're only going down by 3. We gained 2. Unfortunately, this jerk entangled. Entangle says I cannot use attacks this turn. Thankfully, I don't want to use attacks this turn.
Yeah.
Creative AI, defragment. So now I'm going to get 16 armor, deal 5, and now we're passively increasing. I should have FTL'd this turn. They want to deal a bunch of damage. We're going to be blocking a lot of it, thankfully. They're still getting damage in. But we should be doing pretty good here. Okay. Now, we need to start actually getting some shit done. So how am I going to do things? I think we storm, machine learning, defend. So we're going to block 21. They're dealing out more. Actually, am I just going to die here? I might just die here. Yep, I die here. Oh, he killed me by 1.
Oof.
Yeah, it was a pretty close thing. Is this going to be enough to get the unlock? Oh, and we're just shy of getting the unlock.
That's poopy.
Yep. That was pretty close. Going vampire is a decent option, but that was a really crappy elite to face immediately after going vampire.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we did not get damage coming out of that. We went in with a lot of defense, but they came in with a lot of attack, so you gotta kind of deal with it.
Yeah.
But okay, folks, that's gonna be it for this one. We'll catch you next time.
Oh boy.